Life keeps it moving. Is one thing for sure. Let's talk about something. Hey, everybody. It's time for the Bible boy to come on. Let me give it a hey for the Bible. It took a long time to get here. I want you to see a little bit, some trees, some green, smell the fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Get out of the city, go take a little walk, take a drive. You know what I'm saying? Read the book, look at St. John's. In the city of St. John's. Back in the city of St. John's. Grandfather's name was St. John. The other grandfather's name was St. John. So who am I? I'm John. John. This is where I want to go again. One of my pieces is my signature piece. It's called the Book of Revelations. In the Book of Revelations, there's no mystery to me. I'm in the order of the high priest called Malachi. Now in Malachi is when you're totally free with the third eye open, so the mind can see. Now my total existence from a galactic sight is compelled to bring you in the marvelous light. I'm with the 24 elders, and we want you to know knowledge is infinite anywhere I go. I came down in the whirlwind full of fun, knowledge of many worlds from the heavens above. I traveled through space to correct your ill mind, interplanetary movement, you call it social time. There's no mistake, I'm not with the living dead. Check out the halo right above my head. And when you come into my aura, feel my blessed vibe, my tracks alone to make you satisfied. You see, I'm constantly dramatic, forming and arranging. Like the four seasons, I'm always changing. In and out of your precious mind, and in the next before the change of time. From the galaxy of truth is where I come from. It's above your silly games of getting high and having fun. I'm an intelligent life force, you better believe, representation from another galaxy. They're motivated to let few, then show them what to do. Take their own body and make it brand new. Line up their chakras. Tune up their minds so the spark of love will shine through their eyes. I'm here to show you the science of the circle and the square. Shapes create illusion, and both of them appear. But through my school of learning, you will find your way to be the best each and every single day. There's 7 parts of life in my school of light. 9 stages to the fetus to be born again right. The knowledge, the mystery, the kingdom within, the queendom within. Shall be to all who strive to be free from sin. I'm the guardian of the gate and the temple of life, revealing all facts, uprooting doubt and strife. So when you step into my world, you'll be able to see because there's no one coming after me. This invitation I give to you is definite and divine. It's calculated to relieve the deaf, the dumb, and the blind. So have faith in yourself and learn to do right. Open your third eye. Travel in the light. It's time for you to hear the sounds of perfection. And I'm your guide in the right direction. With my infinite knowledge, you'll be good to go. I dematerialize your body, you'll travel soul to soul. I break the law of gravity, activate your brain. Attune you with the knowledge called the 7 plane. And you'll never be tired and never be bored. Your secondary senses crown on your ether board. But the seen and unseen is now working as one. And it's our time to surely overcome. Now that you're here, I got the master plan. I'm coming in your heart as fast as I can. A man is entitled. This you should know. The total circumference wherever you go. So while I'm in this body, or while I'm traveling out, the love I have for you will erase your doubt. The memory of truth will last without time. The sound is better than rooted in your subconscious mind. So take a look and identify. The truth is gone. There'll be no more lies. No more lies. No more alibis. No more forfeited their soul. Now the pits of hell is their brand new home. Whatever the day, that's where they stay. But to us, it's a brand new day. The day we choose to use is choose the lifestyle system in the world that they have to do. You will die. That's the reason why in this life, I'm highly qualified. It's not perfection in the making. So I'm not faking, not lacking, nor slacking. And you better believe I'm packing. I am the truth, the way to the path. Sit down and calculate it from our past. I do what I do, what I like to do on the dance floor when I talk to you, dance, romance, make a lovely stand. To a life of perfection, not a life of chance. And here, show you signs of the circle of the square, says you're the youth and the rest of the bed. Now, through my student learning, you will find your way to be the best each and every single day. There's several parts of life and my school of life. 9 states to be defeated to be born even right, the knowledge, the mystery. The kingdom within shall be all inside to be free from sin. I'm the guardian of the gate, and then the temple of life. The them all back. I will be down the track, so you will step into my world. You'll be able to shoot this years when I'm coming at you. Now, the invitation that I give to you is definite and divine. It's fascinating to need the deaf, the dumb, and the blind. So have faith in yourself. Learn to do right. Open your third eye. Travel in the light. Stop being the inside perfection and of your guide in the right direction. And they call me the Bible. B-I-B-L-E. 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 The Bible boy. The Bible boy. The Bible boy. The Bible boy. The Bible boy knows what you know not. The Bible boy's here so you can trot. Run a little faster to your spots. Ask God for forgiveness cause you know not. And those who think they know and say they know and really didn't know, they will not grow. They will be like the bonsai tree. Stagnated instigators. I'm here to pull the plug on all those that's not right. I'm here to shine the what you call light, like the light, intellectual light. Hey, I caught an attitude when I came around. I was staring at confusion in the town. People were scattered in all directions without the proper force for their own protection. They was taking abuse from whitey and control and black. Learning useless knowledge from the school they go. They was running to the judge just to get locked up and spending all their money on lotto luck. Now, misery love company. They didn't want to be alone, so they was adding confusion on the telephone. They was living in the world. They left their coach out on Holy Spiritual Church, making their mama shout. They ran from reality. They was a victim of a crime. Idol worship people, the sign of the times. Miseducated, they didn't know wrong from right. They was straightening their hair for them to look white. Now, kindergarten taught you to be afraid. And the media once said you was a nigga in a spade. But black is not a color, but a supreme force. So drop your bad habits and get on course. You submit it to your mother, but now it's your wife who runs to control your miserable life. You fell in her gap. Now you're locked in her world, trying to knock the boots to every single girl. Materialistic, greedy, jealousy with hate. Fight your own brother so you can get a date. 40 blunts, wine, dope, and coke without the truth and a life of no hope. Using condoms for your own protection. Killing an unborn resurrection for the action back. So, yeah. Cocaine use back on your rise. You're a pitiful sight for the children's eyes. Running to the club like a puppet in a freak. Dance in the club like a puppet in the freak. Wine in the wine creek. Reggae songs, how long will this must go on? You must learn moves to live right and check out the truth with the Bible born facts. Gotta go. Gotta go.
In the club. Imagine if I listen what a hater gotta say. I never give a broke bitch any time of day. You ugly when you jealous, bitch. Look at that face. I'm hot right now when you're not, okay? You big. Imagine. If I listen what a hater gotta say. I never give a broke bitch any time of day. You ugly when you jealous, bitch. Look at that face. And if I listen what a hater gotta say. I never give a. Imagine if I listen what a hater gotta say. I never give a broke bitch any time of day. You ugly when you jealous, bitch. Look at that face. I'm hot right now when you're not, okay? You big.
Hoy me siento tan grande por tener. Alright, so what I'm doing, I'm teaching the womb man these facts.
Jennifer, listen what a hater gotta say. I never give a broke bitch any time of day. You ugly when you jealous, bitch. Look at that face. I'm hot right now and you're not, okay? You big. Me siento tan grande porque
Alright, so what I'm doing, I'm teaching the womb man these facts. My role, I'm like a mirror. Your role on earth is to nourish the growing bodies and provide antibiotics. Now, think as a scientist, antibodies. Do you see the antibodies without you see it with the aid of a microscope? So now we talk about scientific facts of why you got this, how it's to be used, right? And do you do it collectively? Do you do constantly? Or do you...
Jennifer, listen what a hater gotta say. I never give a broke bitch any time of day. You ugly when you jealous, bitch. Look at that face. I'm hot right now and you're not, okay? You big.
Alright, so what I'm doing, I'm teaching the womb man these.
It's a beautiful day. Hey, 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 hey. Those showers become distant memories. It's a beautiful day to be with you. It's a beautiful day. Showers become distant memories. It's a beautiful day to be with you. It's a beautiful day to be with you. to be with you. Oh, when I see your face, it's true. The skies are bright and blue. It's a beautiful day to be with you. Outside feels like rain. It's a beautiful day to be with you. It's a beautiful day to be with you. Oh, and I'm a menace and a robber. Who put a hex on you? 2 to 3 in a tattoo. 2 young nigga will step on you. Young nigga drop a check on you. Chopper make that nigga lean on you. Touch him as long as they don't bleed on you. Cause the chopper make you sneeze. I 2 minutes, the street say this. I'm a menace and a robber. What you know about rolling down in the deep when your brain goes numb? You can rock steady, baby. That's what I feel now. That's how the sound exactly what it is. Just move your hips with a feeling from side to side. Let yourself down in your car and take a ride. While you're moving, rock steady, baby. Nothing is more dangerous than a man who healed his wounds on his own. That man has had more conversations with his mind than he's ever had with any human. Nothing is more dangerous than a man who healed his wounds on his own. That man has had more conversations with his mind than he's... When you cut someone out your life, never you worry about what they are going to tell people, because they are not going to tell people the whole story. They are going to tell people the story that made them look good and you look bad. When you cut someone... When you see people talking about you, don't worry. It means you are at the top. When you become the top, you become the topic. When you are the head, you become the headlines. So don't worry about what... It's a beautiful day to be with you. It's a beautiful day to be with you. Oh, when I see your face, it's true. The sky. You calculate man, and he's become stronger than you. If it's a lie. Stronger than you. If it's a lie, wake up and turn to your greatness. Thus says the goddess Malika. You are the womb man. My job is to give you the womb man back. I'm is on earth with you. From the moment that you see of this ground, man in town has lied for over 4,000 years.
This time, they haven't yet claimed us. We have some relationship with China, but that's to come, I'm sure, because China and Russia represent to them serious kinds of problems, but also black people represent a serious problem to the United States government and has done so historically. That's why Malcolm X is dead. That's why Martin Luther King is dead. Russians didn't do that. That's why more than 28 members of the Black Panther Party in 1968 alone were murdered. The Russians didn't do that. That's why this community, now people have been on the grass. That's why a spy center is being developed right here in North St. Louis. Even as they're pushing black people out of our homes, gentrifying us and things like that, taking away our properties, created this entity that they call a land bank administration for the purpose of stealing property from black people legally. Even as they're doing that kind of thing, they're attacking those of us who are trying to defend this community and to bring economic development to this community. That's what we do. That's what we do here. That's what we've done historically. So when it comes to this issue about Russia and Ukraine, where Russia has spent, where the United States has, in this last budget offering that I saw, it talked about more than $40 billion more that they've given to this entity that they call Ukraine, the entity that they put in power after overthrowing the legitimate government in Ukraine in 2014. We're supposed to have forgotten that, to put themselves closer to the border of Russia that they have declared to be some kind of adversary, though they haven't explained to us why it's an adversary, though I don't care why they would say that. The fact is that we are able to say that we are not pacifists. We are not pacifists at all. We believe that there's a difference in just wars and unjust wars, and we are opposed to unjust wars, and we support just wars. Unjust wars are those wars that try to colonize people, keep them under tyranny, bury them under oppression, and just wars that those wars that are fought by oppressed people to liberate themselves. We don't just support Russia in this war against Ukraine. We support Palestine. Even as the U.S. government and U.S. citizens are leaving this country every day, going to Palestine, where that is murdering Palestinian Arabs on a daily basis. Don't tell us that we can't have friends that you don't like. Because the fact is, the friends that we have are people who be opposed to murdering people in Palestine, murdering people in North St. Louis, murdering people in Afghanistan, murdering people in Syria. We would be opposed to them. And so anybody who would stand up for the liberation of those people, we're on their side. You don't have to be a Russian or anything like that. One. Second, yes, I have been to Russia, but I've also been to South Africa. I've been to Ghana. I've been to various other places in Africa. I've been to Nicaragua. I've been all kinds of places where oppressed people are organizing because black people need not to be isolated. And that's what this government would do. They would have us isolated, assuming that there is nothing that we can turn to except Joe Biden, who turned loose 100,000 policemen in the street with his omnibus crime bill that's probably killed Mike Brown. And the Russians didn't kill Mike Brown, by the way. Nobody said the Russian did that. That was an American domestic soldier that they called the police that killed Mike Brown. So you want me to hate Russians? And no, I don't hate Russians, but I hate those people who killed Mike Brown. And I hate the institutions that's responsible for that. So I wanted to say that. And to be clear about that, I'm not unabashedly a black, I'm an unabashedly black man in Africa that's committed to the liberation of black people, Africa, and all the other oppressed people on the planet Earth. And the United States has always historically been opposed to the liberation of oppressed people, opposed to freedom in Nicaragua, opposed to freedom in Afghanistan, opposed to freedom in South Africa. Mandela, from your perspective, at one time was a terrorist. Fidel Castro, how many times has the U.S. government tried to murder Fidel Castro? This is the reality that we are talking about, and so we are unabashedly on our own side. So I just wanted to say that in terms of what happened. Let me just say, they actually sent a drone into this house. They said we were not charged with anything. That's what they said. They handcuffed me and my wife out here. They wanted me to sit on the curb while they were carrying this out. Something that I refused to do. They wanted my wife to sit on the curb out here that she refused to do. Only thing we do is fight for black people, black power. All you gotta do is walk through North St. Louis and you can see the changes that we brought here as a party for black people. And the government is opposed to that, and that's what we're under attack. And also because they see us as pawns that they can use in this propaganda war against Russia. That's why black people who make this mistake of assuming that what's happening in Afghanistan or what's happening in Russia and Ukraine have nothing to do with us. Clearly, it does have something to do with us. The United States government clearly says it has something to do with us. And what they have done also is trying to create a situation where there is the appearance that anybody, black people who oppose, who criticize what the United States government is doing to us must be the employer of Russia. Like somehow Russia killed my crime. That somehow we needed the Russians to tell us that we were oppressed. That's a hell of a statement. It's a disgusting, slanderous statement that black people don't have enough sense to know who it is that's killing us, murdering us, and keeping us living in these conditions. And I've been to Russia, and I didn't see Russians living like black people live right here in North St. Louis. That's the reality. So I wanted to say that. My wife was here too. I don't know if you want to say anything about what happened. Yeah, I want to hear this. I want you to hear this from different people. And this house was not the only house attacked. They attacked our office in St. Petersburg, Florida, our headquarters there. They raided it. They stole materials from us, just like they stole from this house. They stole my phone. They stole my computer. They stole computers from other members of our organization, cell phones. They have that. They stole that from us. They said that they had a warrant for it. They may have had a warrant for it, but they didn't show it to me. That's what I saw was a thief. Because thieves came in and used flashbang grenades to terrorize this entire community and stole some material from us under the color of law. It's a colonial law that we're looking at. So did you want to say anything?
Yeah, Uhuru, I just want to say that we were just sitting in the house at 5 a.m. in the morning talking like we normally talk. And the next thing we knew, we heard someone say, everyone at 4442 Redwood, come out with your hands up. So, we're new to the city, so we're thinking some kind of flash flood, because it's been flooding here. And then they said it again. And then we had heard all these flash bombs go off. And, Chairman says, come on, let's get out of here. So Chairman went out first, and then I came out. As I was coming out, this big old drone met me coming down the stairs, like it was going to attack me. And they handcuffed myself and the chairman and, escorted us to the side of the road and started, asking us questions, which we didn't answer.
In the house.
In the house.
In the house. So that door, because when I walked out of the door, the door was open. Let me just say that.
Also, they would, damage the door, to get in the other apartment next to us. So, if we hadn't opened the door, everything would have been, slammed.
The door, you can see the window was broken there. They boarded up that door there. But the reality is this. Even if they had a legitimate warrant, like they said, all they got to do is knock on the door. What is a flash bomb? What is being out here terrorizing the entire community? Something about a search warrant. It had nothing to do with the search warrant. It had to do with this game that they are playing to keep black people oppressed and this ideological, this propaganda war that they engaged in with Russia. And we're not going to be a part of it, and they're not going to keep us from fighting for our freedom. We got a black community conference that's scheduled for the 31st, for Sunday, 21st, 31st, right here at Legacy. And black people are going to come out, we're going to be free. And there's not enough FBI agents on the planet Earth to stop the struggle of black people. We're going to make that happen. We got a doula event happening right now where we're training 20 black women to be doulas. Because they kill our children, they close our hospitals down. Our babies are not able to be born safely. Black women are treated badly when they're pregnant, so we're solving that problem. That's what this government is attacking because it doesn't want that to happen. They're not going to stop us. They attacked our center and houses on the south side. There's a solidarity center that we have on the south side as well. Penny Hess is the chairwoman of the African People's Solidarity Committee that works under the leadership of the Black Revolution, the Black Power movement.
Uhuru, thank you, Chairman Omali Shatella, and Deputy Chair Onasine Shatella of the African People's Socialist Party. I want to say, again, I am Penny Hess, Chair of the African People's Solidarity Committee. the organization of white people formed by Chairman Omali Yeshitela and the African People's Socialist Party more than 40 years ago in 1976 to be solidarity, to be white, black power in white face behind enemy lines, to be able to go into the white community to tell the truth that the only reason that we have the Del Mar divide, that we have the two Americas, that we have the colonialism inside this country is because it's built on the enslavement of African people, the kidnapping of African human beings, and forcing them to labor for free for our benefit for hundreds of years on land in which genocide was committed against the indigenous people that was stolen from them, that we live on today. That's the only reason that there's two Americas, that there are the colonizer and the colonized.
Convicted of a felony and removed from office, a former Milwaukee alderwoman learned her punishment today. Shantia Lewis had earlier pled guilty to misconduct in public office and no contest to unlawful use of campaign funds.
CBS 58's Jenna Wells was at today's sentencing. She's live in our newsroom with more. Jenna?
Mike and Amanda, Judge Milton Child sentenced Chantel Lewis to 30 days in custody and 3 years of probation, along with a restitution hearing. The court approved Huber work release, and the judge will allow house arrest for that sentence if it's approved by the House of Correction, a much lighter sentence than the maximum faced of 7 years in jail.
Now, this isn't just about stealing money. This is about violating the public trust.
Prosecution began Thursday's sentencing of Shantia Lewis, listing numerous instances of embezzlement and fraud since she was elected to Milwaukee's Common Council from 2016 to 2020.
She would claim reimbursement from the city for travel that had been paid by her campaign. That way her campaign would pay for the travel, her city would reimburse her personally for the travel, and so she would be enriched by this.
Lewis's lawyer argued against prison time, believing it was her ignorance that led to wrongdoing.
This is a total absence of knowledge and relying upon the wrong people, and for her not understanding campaign finance laws.
During personal testimony, Lewis called her conviction the most traumatizing event of her life, echoing her lawyer's statement.